Start on your time here with Ilkeston and working with Gavin, and what brought you to Ilkeston to start off with?
Yeah, it started off with a phone call. Gavin phoned me and asked, well, first of all, he'd explained that he'd been given the job at Ilkeston and would I be interested to come along and be a part of the adventure. And it was great, yeah. So came along, met with Nigel and saw the ground, and at that stage there wasn't a big squad of players, and that was a challenge to get players on board and try and sculpt and embed them into a formation and a team.
Yeah, so obviously when we've come here, like the way that Ilkeston is, it's about bringing the academy and the younger players through. Is that something that you've worked a lot with in the past, or is that something that was maybe a little bit newer to you here?
No, it's when you look at this face, you can see it's been about for a wee while. So I've did the whole gamut of things from being academy stroke reserve team coach at Hibernian to first team coaches at Motherwell, Hibernian, Rangers, Scottish national side. So all along the way, Birmingham City, all along the way, the importance of your youth structure has been really important. So that doesn't change here. Right.
And you sort of briefed on a little bit there about your time with the Scotland national team. How was that for you, that sort of time for you? A little bit of background on that.
Well, it was at a time where we finished at Rangers, and I got the job with the national side, and we were there. I think it was for just under a year, just over a year, and then we got offered the job with Birmingham in the Premier League. So fundamentally it was dealing with the national team, and then underneath that you had the 21s that had their own dedicated coaches, and the 18s and the whole infrastructures going all the way down. So there wasn't so much an input in the youth structure in that side. Our remit was more or less the first team.
Yeah, and so now we're sort of 15 games into our season here at Ilkeston. We're sitting in 11th place on 20 points. How have you found, do you think, like the start of the season has been from a point of view of coming into a club with a completely new management setup and pretty much a completely new squad as well, obviously with there just being one or two players left from last season?
That's right. I think it is a steep learning curve for everybody, for the players, for ourselves. To get to know Gavin and to get to know Gavin, I knew him and knew of him, and vice versa. But the other side to that is we got ourselves bedded in, and the one thing we have is a degree in retrospect, and we can look back at things, and we can look at games where we felt we could have had more out of the game, either both in terms of points or goals, and we can only look at the immediate past, and right now we're now a 4-game undefeated run, and it's important to try and develop that and build in that and keep moving forward with that. So as much as Gavin's away, what we try and do is being a collective product.
Yeah, so you will count the work that you and Gav would have been doing for the last 4 months, that will just continue as it has done before then?
Yeah. It's we turn up, we'll go about things in the right manner. The players will continue to go about things in the right manner, because that's how they've been brought up, and it's we won't expect anything more or less. And the big key is that it's a Saturday or a midweek is when it counts. We do things in training, but it's a Saturday when it matters most, and they know that, and by and large, we've been competitive in most games.
Yeah, and you talk about Saturdays where it counts, and then tomorrow we're at home to Buxton, which is your first game in charge. How do you feel sort of you'll be walking out as the gaffer tomorrow then?
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry that Gavin's left. I must admit, it really came out of the blue for Gavin, and it certainly came out of the blue for myself. So, but the fact is that he's a damn good manager, very good coach, and I just hope that we can do justice and continue doing what we're doing, and continue to do what we're doing, which has been to create chances, and in the last few games we've stopped leaking quite so many goals, and that's what we hope to kind of do, be competitive in the game.